Over the past decade, Alexander Reed, a 38-year-old entrepreneur, had crafted a vibrant life in the lively city of Portland. Together with his wife, Emma, a 34-year-old spirited marketing director, he had nurtured a flourishing business and a seemingly perfect family life, raising their two young children, a boy and a girl. To outsiders, their world appeared impeccable. Acquaintances often envied their prosperity, the strength of their partnership, and the deep connection they seemed to share. Yet in the last 6 months, Alexander noticed a subtle change in Emma's behavior. She grew distant, often lost in her own thoughts, her eyes fixed on her phone far more frequently than before. She mentioned late-night work sessions, corporate functions, and occasional evenings out with friends, which Alexander initially accepted without suspicion. But her secretive glances at her screen, the hidden messages she never shared, and the increasing number of her professional commitments stirred a quiet unease in his heart. Though troubled, Alexander was reluctant to jump to conclusions. Friends reassured him that marriages naturally experience ups and downs, that the demands of parenting and high-pressure careers could create temporary distance. Yet, as Emma slept beside him in the stillness of their bedroom, Alexander lay awake, his mind grappling with doubts about whether her behavior was merely a product of stress. The pivotal moment came when Emma's boss, Nathan, a 40-year-old tech mogul exuding charm and confidence, invited them to an exclusive networking gala at his luxurious penthouse in downtown Portland. Nathan epitomized success, always impeccably attired, with a self-assured smile that Alexander found faintly disconcerting. Like Alexander, Nathan seemed to have everything, but there was something unsettling about the way he looked at Emma during work events. The way his hand lingered just a fraction too long on her arm in greeting. Alexander tried to brush aside his concerns. Surely a man with such intentions wouldn't invite a couple to his home. Would he? Still, a persistent instinct urged him to stay vigilant. On the night of the gala, Alexander and Emma entered Nathan's opulent penthouse, a stunning space with panoramic views of Portland's glittering skyline. The room hummed with elegantly dressed professionals, their wine glasses clinking amid the soulful strains of a live jazz quartet. Emma, luminous in a sleek black gown, her makeup flawless and her smile radiant, navigated the crowd with grace. Alexander felt a surge of pride having her by his side, though the undercurrent of doubt lingered. As the evening progressed, Emma mingled effortlessly, exchanging pleasantries with colleagues, including Nathan, who was as charismatic as ever. Alexander watched closely, but nothing seemed out of place. Then, about an hour into the night, Emma excused herself, saying she needed to catch up with a friend in a quieter part of the penthouse. Alexander nodded, hesitant to reveal his growing suspicions. But this time, an unshakable gut feeling told him something was amiss. Instead of following her immediately, Alexander gave her space, engaging in polite conversation with other guests to quiet the suspicion gnawing at him. After 15 minutes, curiosity overpowered him. He excused himself from a discussion and began wandering the sprawling corridors of Nathan's penthouse, searching for Emma. His steps led him to a secluded garden terrace, softly lit and hidden from the main celebration. There, he froze as familiar voices reached his ears. One, smooth and slightly slurred with a confident edge, was unmistakably Nathan's. The other belonged to a man Alexander didn't recognize. Their words stopped him in his tracks. "I don't know how she manages it," Nathan was saying. "Emma slips away from her husband and into my arms like it's nothing. Last weekend at that Riverside hotel was unforgettable. You wouldn't believe the details." Alexander's breath caught in his throat. Had he misheard? Heart racing, he crept closer, silent as a shadow, listening in stunned disbelief. "Does her husband have any idea?" "You're treading on thin ice," the other man cautioned. Nathan's reply was smug. Alexander's too consumed with his company to notice. "And Emma, she's a genius at keeping things hidden. Sharper than most women I've known." Alexander's hands trembled, his worst fears taking shape with every word. The woman he trusted completely was betraying him with her boss. Nathan's casual tone, as if Emma were just another passing amusement, sparked a fire of anger in Alexander's chest. But he wasn't one to act impulsively. He needed to be strategic. Remaining concealed, he absorbed every detail of their conversation, learning that their affair had lasted nearly 6 months, filled with secret hotel rendezvous, late-night calls, and business trips that served as covers for their encounters. When Alexander slipped back to the party, his mind was spinning, but he hid his turmoil. That night, he returned home with Emma, maintaining the illusion of normalcy, smiling, talking, and laughing as if his world hadn't just crumbled. Inside, he was strategizing. He wouldn't confront her yet. He needed undeniable evidence. Over the next few days, Alexander became a man driven by calculation and resolve. He quietly installed tracking software on Emma's phone, accessed her email accounts, and hired a private investigator. Within 2 weeks, he had gathered a devastating collection of proof, incriminating messages between Emma and Nathan, photos of them entering hotels, and call logs that confirmed the overheard conversation. Each piece deepened the wound in Alexander's heart, but it also strengthened his resolve. He wasn't just preparing to confront her. He was determined to make the truth impossible to deny. A month later, Nathan hosted another extravagant event, this time with an even larger crowd of prominent guests. Alexander arrived with Emma, playing the part of the devoted husband while she remained unaware of the storm brewing. Halfway through the evening, Alexander excused himself, telling Emma he wanted to give a toast. She smiled, oblivious to the reckoning approaching. As he took the microphone, the room grew quiet, all eyes on him. Emma stood near Nathan, her expression shifting as Alexander's gaze locked onto hers. "I'd like to raise a toast to my extraordinary wife, Emma," he began, his voice calm and deliberate. "For 10 years we've shared a life, raised our children, and created memories I thought would last forever." The atmosphere grew tense as he continued. "But life can throw curveballs. Sometimes, those you trust most hide secrets they believe will remain buried." Emma's face paled, her eyes wide with dread. She stepped forward, but Alexander raised a hand, stopping her. "Tonight, I'd like to share one of those secrets with all of you." With a single button press, a projector screen behind him sprang to life, displaying a cascade of evidence. Images of Emma and Nathan sneaking into hotels, their private text exchanges, and audio recordings of their late-night calls. The room gasped as Alexander's meticulous proof exposed their betrayal. Emma stood frozen, her face ashen, while Nathan tried to slip away, only to find the crowd's judgment already turning against him. Alexander's voice remained steady but carried a cutting edge. Secrets can't stay hidden forever, and now the truth is out for everyone to see. The fallout was swift and profound. Within days, Alexander filed for divorce, secured full custody of their children, and ensured Nathan's reputation was irreparably damaged. The affair became a public scandal, forcing Nathan to step down from his company in disgrace. Emma lost everything: her marriage, her social standing, and the trust of those around her. Alexander, however, discovered a quiet resilience amid the ruins. He rebuilt his life from the ashes of betrayal, emerging stronger than ever. His greatest victory wasn't just exposing the truth, it was reclaiming his own peace and joy. What a powerful journey through heartbreak and justice. If this story moved you, share it with others and let us know your thoughts. How would you have handled Alexander's situation? Share your perspective, and stay tuned for more compelling stories of human experience.